y'all, and welcome. I am Hope at Crafty Hope, and I am working on the ICAD or Index Card a Day challenge. This is a 61-day challenge that starts June 1st and runs through July 31st, and is the brainchild of Tammy Garcia of Daisy Yellow, who you'll find on Instagram as Gypsy999. She has weekly themes and daily prompts to help you along if you want to use them. Otherwise, you just take an index card and throw some mixed media stuff at it and play. My friend Nina Fickett has also got a list of prompts that she's calling Mixed Media ICAD, and there are a lot of fun mixed media prompts. I write both of those prompts on the back of my cards for each day and then take a look at them and decide whether or not I'm going to use them. So today, the Daisy Yellow prompt from Tammy is toy, and the Mixed Media ICAD prompt from Nina is pencil. Now, I knew immediately I was not going to use toy. It didn't stick out to me today. But Nina's pencil one, I immediately was like, oh, I'm using my Stabilo all pencil. So that's, I knew that immediately. So I am this year trying to work through a couple of scrap boxes I have. You can see there on the left, it's just a bunch of scrap paper. There's all kinds of little things in there. There's bits of yearbook photo and fabric and I don't even know, all kinds of stuff that just gets thrown in them, and they've grown and grown and grown, and I need to use them. So to bulk up these fairly thin index cards, I'm collaging down some of my scraps, and it's a good start. It's a way to conquer that blank page. Just put some collage down. So I did that, and then I'm bringing in some acrylic paint. This is the Americana paint in Sea Breeze, I believe. I've tried to keep all this stuff on my desk so I can tell you what the colors and everything are. And I just took a paintbrush and kind of moved it around on top of my collage, and then I tried to mark through some of it with the back of my paintbrush, and that didn't work out so great. So it's all right. It was just something to try. Now ignore that butterfly and piece of paper on the left. It was stuff that just didn't get back in my scrapbooks. So then I decide before I even dried my paint to put a little bit of instant coffee on there. Usually adding instant coffee is one of my later steps in my process, but I decided today I'm going to do something different. And today's card, y'all, was all about playing. So, and I had a lot of fun with it. So I just put some like hash mark type things. They're not exactly hash marks on there, painting with the coffee, and then some splatter. And I'm going to dry this real quick. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to play with some distress oxides. I have had the inkling for the past couple days to play with them. And so that's what I'm going to do. I started with seedless preserves and put that on a nonstick craft sheet, spritzed it with some water, and I'm just dipping my card in there. So I'll clean that up and dry my card. And then I'm going to come in. The next color I'm going to use is, I think it's shaded lilac. So I've got that again I'm putting just on there, spritzing it and dipping it in there. And then again I will dry. And I thought I was going to be done. Like, I really was digging those two colors on there, those two shades of like purple on top of that blue. Oh yeah, digging it big time. But I wanted a little pop of something, so I'm going to grab the wild honey after I dry this. Yeah, I'm drying between because I don't want them to get too muddied. I like the way they react when they're kind of dry. So I've got the wild honey, and I'm just going to get a wet paintbrush and do some splatter, just like I did with the coffee, just on top of that, just to get a little something different going on there. And y'all, this ends up so dreamy. Just, yeah, I'm digging it. So I'll dry the wild honey here once I get a sufficient amount of splattering. Has that phrase ever been uttered? I don't know. But once I get this dry, I'll go ahead and bring that Stabilo all pencil in black in. So this is my pencil prompt. And y'all, I'm going to draw some really loose, loopy spirals that kind of look like roses or flowers. Just like that. Love this. It's one of my, I don't know, I just really like how fun and loopy and they look like flowers. And later on when I was editing the photos, it almost from a distance, I don't know, the way I framed this, the top two flowers kind of look like eyes with the nose. Anyway, it's just a me thing. I might experiment with that later. But I activated this just slightly. I'm not going over every line, just enough for it to get that kind of dark, grungy effect on my card. And again, I'll dry. There was so much drying in this, y'all, but I had a good time playing. So I'm going to bring in some chip quotes. I just wanted a pop of like white in there. I wanted to keep this, I've played so much with this background and really had a good time with it that I just want to bring in a little something to finish it off. And I think I saw Nina herself do her card the other day, was just one of the chip quotes with some like thread behind it. Well, I decided I wanted to put some fabric, and then once I figure out my fabric, I'll also bring some thread in, but we'll get to all that. So I'm sorting through one of my scrap boxes thinking I had some fabric in there I wanted. I pulled out a tea bag. It's not going to get used, but I found a piece of fabric that I thought would go well, and I'm going to tear it down. My battery die's in here somewhere. It's not a huge deal. It's just while I was trying to tear some stuff. But I decided that as much as I like that piece of fabric, it needs a little something too. So I'm going to grab that instant coffee sitting up there that's still kind of wet. Eventually I will get my wet paintbrush, and I'm just going to splatter that onto that bit of fabric just to grunge it up a little so it's not so precise and perfect. And so I spritzed a little, and using my dirty paper towel, picking it back up. So like I said, just a little something. I don't know that anybody notices it but me. That was where my battery died. But I tore that fabric down to about where I want it, and I decided I needed something else beside the fabric. And I look up in my pincushion, and there is the perfect shade of like violet. It's kind of like that, what was it again? Shaded lilac. That's very similar to that. So it was kind of perfect. I just kind of tore that, broke down the threads into individual threads, made a little ball, and now I'm grabbing my matte gel medium, and I'm going to glue all this down. I'll put the matte gel straight onto my card at about where I think the fabric goes. And I'm doing it in this order because, I could try to glue that fabric, sandwich the thread in between it, but it's just so floppy. I wanted the stability of the back of the card for this. So then I'll put some matte gel on top of the fabric, and I'm going to futz a bit with this thread, trying to make sure that plenty of it is showing. And then I will put the matte gel straight onto my quote chip and put that down. Y'all, I was getting matte gel in my hair during some of this. I don't even know how that happened. And I'm going to weigh it down and step away for a second and come back and decide it needs a little bit of something around the edges. So I've grabbed a Stays On in Gothic Purple just to rub around the edges of the card. And that's it, y'all. I really, really love the colors of this one. It's very me. Those colors are like my favorites. I hope you like this. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions, and come back, I guess, tomorrow and see what I'm going to do. All right, thanks, y'all. Bye.